All right, we still got all this good stuff from Summer Game Fest, and I've got to say, maybe one of my biggest surprises of the show is Dragon Age: The Veilguard.
Wow.
Like, holy crap, in person, this game looks freaking phenomenal.
Wow.
Like, we're talking, like, putting it up there, like, against the other RPG juggernauts we've got this year.
Like Final Fantasy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, absolutely.
There it is.
That's nice to hear because the vibes were weird in that
the trailer was
trailer.
weird.
That-
This game
were weird.
Looks gorgeous. Like, everything about this seems great. Like, I'm loving, like, the combat system that they've got going on. They gave us, like, an hour demo, but the hour is like the first hour of the game. Like, this thing is freaking ready to go almost. They're just polishing it up now.
Hands on or hands off?
Hands off. They had like a room of
okay.
like 20 people to watch this
okay.
demo. But yeah, like, running super solid. Obviously, they had the Beast PC in there, but like running really well, lighting super good, all this stuff. And as you would expect from a game like this, they spent like 10 minutes just on character creator stuff.
Hell yeah.
In the demo. I love
In
that.
the demo, right?
I love that.
Well done.
And they went through, like, you've got the elf, the Kunarius, the guys with the big horns, the human, the dwarf. Oh, I should also preface this because I have never cared about Dragon Age. Like, I have not played a single Dragon Age game before.
First one was
and I'm ready to
I
jump
really
into
liked
this.
Origin. I bailed on Inquisition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, one and then two like changed the combat and got
Yeah.
super weird.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One
Origin
was, like,
never
the most
appealed to me.
PC
Two
ass
had
game at
weird
the time,
stuff
too,
where it,
which
like,
was
felt
sick.
copy-paste, right? And then, like, Inquisition, I never really...
The romance was cool.
The
Yeah.
romance.
We got romance back here, too, by the way.
Ooh.
Like the PC version of one.
Yeah,
So good.
But yeah,
Yeah.
in this character creator, there's a lot of talk about, like, just, like, the skin, like, physics or whatever. Like, they've got, like,
Skin physics?
layers, underlayers, subsurface scattering, melanin.
Flesh.
Like, they got, like, they specifically called out how they've got all these different lighting options so
Good
that you don't
flesh.
make your character and then get in the game and, like, oh, I hate this guy now.
I like that because if memory serves, Inquisition was one of the like worst offenders of that. Like, I made my lady and she looked incredible, and then I walked out into the game and I was like, I am a hideous wretch.
Yeah. Full body customization that's not locked to race or gender.
I
They
like
showed
that.
like a body triangle, so there's like strong and then kind of fat and then like kind of slim over here, and you can
Okay.
like, go anywhere within that triangle to like create your like base body. The hair is like next level stuff. Like
Jeez.
all of these different textures and style, like not just hairstyles, but just like the textures and the physics of the hair and the shadows of the hair on the character and everything. And so like frizzy hair and, you know, straight hair and curly hair and all that stuff. And then they
How
got
long until we get a game where like you just pick a hair texture and length, and then as part of the game you have to do your hair? And you can like pick a hairstyle, you know?
right, yeah,
Stellar Blade, best hair.
not even close. It's not even close.
Shit.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Shit.
Crazy.
Your base, your core classes are like warrior, mage, and rogue. But then there's like 3 specializations per class.
Okay.
That are pretty different. So they said rogue, like there was like a duelist, a saboteur, and then like a veil ranger.
Saboteur, bring it back.
Yeah. And then like the kind of like I'm jumping back a little bit, but like the whole thing with the story is the Dreadwolf Solus, who I'm pretty sure is from past games, but I don't know anything about Dragon Age.
Don't remember.
He's considered like an ancient elven god. He imprisoned all the other gods behind this veil, and now he's decided that because it's cost the elves so much and stuff, and like now he's gonna remove the veil and release the gods and all these demons and
The
stuff.
titular veil breaker?
Yeah.
Oh my
Release
god.
the gods.
Also in the customization, you do all the backstory stuff. So there's like 6 factions influence like how people talk to you, influence your starting gear, effects of dialogue options, and then they also have like play style things. So like sort of like gradations on difficulty settings. So like not just like how hard it is, but you can also like specifically change timing. So if you're not good at parrying,
I love
you
this.
can change the parry. windows,
Yes,
essentially.
more games. Keep doing this, please.
Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff
like
there.
that.
They only showed us like surface level of it.
Biggest window.
Yeah.
I suck at parrying.
And they said with this opening, which you should be able to see in the morning when we get the footage, is that they want the beginning of the game to feel like it could be the finale of the game. So you start in this really intense
It's
situation.
the most important thing for a lot of gamers is the beginning.
Yeah,
En media res.
yeah. You start off where like you're trying to stop him from completing the ritual, and then they're like and this city is crazy, and they talked really specifically about like how they really went in handcrafted everything and like handcrafted level design, handcrafted towns and stuff, and above the city is this like kind of horseshoe shaped building where he's doing this ritual, and like stuff is just flying out of it and all of that. And then you kind of start with Varric, who is from the past games as well. I think that from the sound of it, just by ear, Huber, I think it's the same voice actor as Vesemir.
Nice.
But he's this dwarf companion that you got. You're trying to track down some information from the seediest bar in town.
Sweet.
And then so you have options to like beat them down or talk things out. Varric's got a crossbow. You've got dialogue wheels with like different tones of responses for like when you're talking to your companions. The rain looks great. The lighting looks great all the time. Lots of cool vistas. The town, Minrathus or whatever, like they use magic like electricity. Essentially, it's just so common for them that there's like essentially neon signs that you're just using magic to like have their shop signs and
Oh,
stuff.
funny. I like that.
You meet Harding, who I think is also from past games. She looks like an elf woman, archer, freckles on her face.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was in Inquisition.
Yep.
So they said they had kind of like a lighter, like pseudo romance arc, but like now she's like a full party member, and there's a full romance arc for her.
Nice.
Great lip sync in like facial animation stuff when people are talking. Each one of these characters like immediately feels like, oh, I like that guy, I like her, I like her.
So it sounds like it
Yeah.
feels like a BioWare, like a Dragon Age.
It sounds like it feels like a BioWare game that you want out of
that
BioWare.
you want it to, yeah,
it
like
really does.
like
The
yeah.
return to
their
form.
return to form. Yeah, like that trailer was so odd.
was
What were
weird,
we
yeah.
saying? It made it feel like a hero shooter.
You guys were talking
Yeah.
about it like it was Overwatch or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
It was
it
weird.
looked weird, and the
Yeah.
vibes were weird, and the music was weird, and it made
They might have had weird music. I don't remember. Yeah.
it really seemed like a hero shooter kind of a vibe.
Yeah,
It was odd.
it was.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, are we going Fable Legends
Right,
on this
right,
with
right,
Dragon Age?
right.
Yeah.
I was like, this doesn't feel like Dragon Age, but okay. I mean, maybe that's a good thing. I don't know.
Yeah. The combat has this really nice blend of real-time action and pause and
planning like Origins.
think and
That's good.
make like kind of
Thank
like
God.
tactical moves and stuff. And
Thank God.
So, you know, you can get in there and swing, and like they're using the rogue, so they're like really getting in there and like backflipping away from guys to avoid attacks. When guys are like shooting fireballs at you, you see like little lines with arrows coming at you, so you know they're about to fire. Your every character has a ranged attack as well. So like for the rogue, they have like a bow, but for like the warrior, they can like throw their shield, and like you can upgrade it to where like ricochets off of multiple enemies and stuff.
Captain America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then mage probably just has like fireballs
that man
and
a
that kind of
shield.
thing. And they do damage against certain types of like barriers and things like that. And so like your melee attacks won't take down a barrier, but your ranged attacks will.
Yeah.
And then actually it sounds like different things for each class build up the meter to be able to use your skills. So for the rogue, that's like getting a lot of quick attacks and dodges and stuff. And then You can also do a lot of stuff with your companion's abilities. They talked about kind of like combining effects kind of on the fly towards like one person pulls the enemies together, another person slows down, and then another person does like an AoE attack. But then there are also like specific like combination moves that you can do with certain party members and experiment with and all of that.
Hell
That's
yeah.
cool.
And then they say it takes about 2 hours, the first 2 hours, to like see the full like everything that goes on in the combat system. So it kind of like they really
Eases
introduce
you
you to
in.
everything pretty naturally.
Great.
Then they get to where you meet Nev, who's another character who's an ice mage, and she's got a nice line. It's like, because you were coming, she's the contact that you were looking for, and with all the stuff going down, it's like you trying to get to her, you know, before like she gets overwhelmed with enemies, and then she's like, "A rescue, you're sweet," because she basically handled it all before you got there.
Yeah.
Like,
Glad nice of you to show up.
yeah.
Am I rescuing you or wait?
There's some stuff where like you're walking across like narrow bridges over like rooftops. There's like a zip line thing.
Love a zip line.
Yeah.
Love is it.
Shout out Death Stranding.
If you don't want to do the pause combat stuff, there are a bunch of like there's shortcut options to where you can basically do everything in real time if you want.
Cool. Okay.
And trying to see what else. Oh, the puddles, they were like went fast through a puddle and it like ripples went off of their feet. I'm like,
Whoa.
these are freaking details, dude.
RTX on, dude.
Yeah. And then another one, the barrier things, armor, you need to use charged attacks to break. And then you can build your companions to be effective against specific damage types. So that way that you can have like a balanced party there too. And then they had a pride demon that they fought with some like big slashes, some like crescent-shaped projectiles coming out, some AoEs for Damiani.
Happy Pride, everybody.
Pride
Yeah.
AoEs?
And then when you get to where Solus is doing his ritual and you're trying to stop him, Varric is like, because they've been friends, they've done journeys and stuff together. It's like, let me try to talk him out of it. And it's like, and then you have that choice of like, okay, do you let him try to talk him out of it, or you're like, nah, dude, he's not gonna listen to you. This is a bad idea.
Right.
Fort Solus.
And then they chose to let him. Actually, they let us choose. That was the thing too. It's like there was a lot of times with the choices, like, what do you guys want to do? What do you guys want to do? So
Right.
it wasn't just like a canned demo. Like all of that stuff is there and ready to go. And then you also got to choose when you went to kind of support him and buy him time, which companions went with you. And yeah, and as you're making these choices, these companions don't like that, this companion does like this.
Right.
All of that relationship stuff is there. And Solus, so like Varric is talking to Solus and he's like, like people are already dying, for what you're trying to do. And it's like, people are always dying. It's what they do. So, but it's interesting because it's like he's feeling like what he's doing is the right thing to do, even though it's going to have huge consequences.
Classic villain.
That's a good villain.
That's
yeah.
me rushing through an hour of a game that I was not expecting to be that good, but
Yeah,
looked
crazy.
really solid across the board.
I'm very
Yeah.
happy to hear this. Like that
Yeah.
that trailer had me out, dude.
Yeah.
And you brought me back.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't the only one to think that, too. We talked to someone else, and they were like, yo, Dragon Age.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. So check that thing out. If you haven't watched the demo, it'll be on the B-roll here when we get it cut. But yeah. And thanks for
Promising.
what's that?
Promising.
Yeah.
Sounds promising.
Yeah.
Very, very, very promising.
Yeah.
So
Shit, yeah, dude. Is BioWare back?
is BioWare back?
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Can't wait to get my hands on it.
How many thumbnails will have that?
Ours.
All right, everyone. Thanks for watching all of our Summer Game Fest coverage. There's a lot more up today. There's a lot more coming out this week. So thank you. Consider going over to patreon.com/easyallies and supporting us so that we can do more great stuff like this. And we will see you soon.